Welcome to the first of many.
What's
What are we
up,
gonna call this
people?
podcast? No, we gotta think of a game name right here and right now. What are we gonna call this?
Misfits.
Aye, hey, I think that's already taken, man.
Unfortunately.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unfortunate. Unfortunate, fam.
What could we call this podcast? Because Misfits is played out, you know. Jaden Smith's collective is called the Misfits. Unfortunate, there's definitely something like unfortunate to us actually. We need something fresh on it.
Yeah, something witty. I spent 10 minutes just thinking of my name.
I actually could not. My mind's blank right now.
Same, fam.
I'm just gonna just sit
First,
here.
hold on.
Look at my
Wait,
screen.
why are we spending our podcast time thinking of a name from? What's wrong with you lot? You're so unprepared. I can't believe it.
Listen,
How can a man say, you know what, let's think of a name right here, right now. Everyone's silent from. Are you mad? You're clapped.
let's just move on to the topics, fam.
Alright. We'll think about it at the end actually. What the hell, oh man? Why would you put it?
Yeah, come on now, my man.
Yeah,
Why
my
would you
bro,
bring that up?
Exactly,
listen,
that's
no,
what I'm saying, bro.
it's just to put it in our mind. It's just to put it in our mind throughout the podcast. So it's in the back of your mind, and you're gonna be thinking of names. Okay.
Hey, wait, shut up.
Alright, hurry up, Ben.
Come on, guys. So, the topics. I want to first start. I'm going to start. Poncho. But yeah, I want to first start with how is our country going to recover from this shit?
From what?
We are so screwed.
What from the big C? The Covid-19.
Mrs. Virus.
As a country, we're so screwed.
Yeah, we're
We're a
fucked.
mess.
We're so screwed.
Like,
Once the pound value goes like below 1, like to euros, below 1, we're screwed. We're done.
and you have to remember, fam. We were literally about to leave the EU. I think we already left.
We've left.
We've already
Yeah,
left the
definitely
EU.
We left a while ago.
Like, we're fucked.
And I was reading a news article earlier today, yeah, and it's like the UK doesn't want a trade deal with the EU. They don't want
don't.
one. They don't want one, and they said they're gonna blame it on COVID.
Yeah, blame it on the virus.
They're like, oh,
This is-
because we're caught up in this. They don't want a trade deal. They do not want one.
See, the thing with the UK is that the UK is one of the founding members of the EU, which makes it even more like weird as to why they decided to come out of it. Because we, as the founding members, drew more benefits. Yes, we had to pay more, but the benefit that you get from the trade deal, yeah,
It's worth it.
like it's worth it. And I understand that they want to get a closer relationship with America and whatnot. But the problem is that America, as a country, for you to be making deals with, it's a hassle. Why? Because they are a liability. As a country, they are a liability. They bring so much trouble onto normal people and their lives and their allies. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's troublesome for people. So for the EU to decide to do that is so weird. And like just resources wise, there's no reason for us here to ever move onto America. You get what I'm saying? We are in the EU. We are in the EU. That includes places like France. If we want simple good food, what are we gonna do? We're gonna ask places like France and Italy for them to supply us with it here, which they'll supply it at almost no cost or a very low cost. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. And places like France and Italy, okay, have good connections to countries like Africa and whatnot. You know, Spain and Portugal have good connections onto the South Americas. So you don't need to do any America or anything like that. The only thing you could benefit from a trade deal with America here is purely onto war, which the Britain should not be in a situation where you should be thinking about that, purely because of the fact that they already have a bad chain of command. You get what I'm saying? Conservative is like, yes, you had Winston Churchill, right? But we're not gonna have another Winston Churchill. You get what I'm saying? So it's not a situation where you should be thinking about war anytime soon, and there's too much chaos within the country. We're forgetting that literally the London riot was only 9 years ago. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. And government hasn't gotten better ever since that situation. It's just been getting progressively worse, and it's spilled into Brexit. People forget that the Brexit really started as a gamble. Like David Cameron really asked, "Do you
I,
people want to come out of the country?"
he
To
just
start giving.
fucked up the system and est. That's what he did. He fucked up the system and I said, I lost, I ain't having it. And he just dipped on Theresa May, and then we all started blaming Theresa May. Then she dipped and she put it on Boris, and then Boris panicking, making decisions to get out.
Made it
Brexit.
worse.
He made it worse. No, he didn't make it worse. Actually, he kind of made it better because he was at the end of the day, he was able to leave the EU.
Time.
At the end of the day, he was just able to leave the EU.
The people who made it worse are the citizens who voted. We had a vote.
The thing is, when he came
And
with
it's
that,
unbelievable that people still, like, after everything that was going on, like if you asked anyone around you, like if you went to town, ask anyone, they'd say Brexit was bad. They'd all hate on it. This always happens. Like always the hated people, yeah, they always end up becoming president. Like how much hate did Donald Trump get? He still became president.
he's been getting hate from
Even
ages.
before he was president, every single person hated him. Every social media was hating on him. Like, everyone on social media was hating on him. He still became president.
And
You
then
know
now,
why? It's because it's a misunderstanding of perception. You get what I'm saying? And what I mean by that is we hang around in communities to protect ourselves from the people that hate us. You get what I'm saying? So in a black community, yeah, obviously this is not a racist podcast here, but I'm just saying this for people to understand. In a black community, we hang around black people purely. Why? Because we feel threatened, or we know that we won't survive as easily or properly, yeah, in the white nations, in the white world. You get what I'm saying? But because of that, we have this mistaken understanding, yeah, that when we decide to make a movement, everybody's on our side. No, we're still in a white community with people that are either uneducated onto race or purely hate you. You get what I'm saying? So when you're so closed up into your community, you don't actually understand the reality of what's going on. Because I remember I was on Twitter and I was looking at what's going on, and people were saying that if you people really think that conservative is gonna win, yeah, you need to remind yourself of what country you're in. You know what I'm saying? Because yes, we're on Twitter, but there's a reason why something like Black Twitter exists. You get what I'm saying? Because we literally hang around in our small community so much, we forget that we're actually the minority. You know, if you hang around in a black neighborhood, you would think that your entire city is black. Nah, less than 20% of your city is black in reality. You get what I'm saying?
yeah.
So that's why people like Donald Trump get up, because in reality, the people that would want to go for Donald Trump here are the majority, and it's not a small majority, a gross majority. You know what I'm saying? That's why Obama getting to presidency is even a miracle. How that happened, nobody really understands. You get what I'm saying? That's actually something that technically should not happen, but it managed to happen somehow. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. That's just one of the many issues that we have. That's why people like Boris and conservatives keep winning. And keep in mind that conservatives made the people that are mid-income to high income benefit the most from conservatives. So now what does that hit? Okay, if you don't live in the suburbs, yeah, you don't benefit from conservatives. You don't benefit from. You get what I'm saying? You don't live in the suburbs or in the rich side here, in Leicester that would be, Oldby, Wixton type area. You get what I'm saying? You don't live them place there, you're not benefiting from conservative. You get what I'm saying? And the vast majority of people actually do live there. You get what I'm saying? Just because we live around, the slums or the ghetto or whatnot, and we still other people, we actually don't have an under. Oldby is massive. That place is its own city, bro. It's actually its own place,
huge.
bro. Oldby and Wixton are their own place. But because Osman lives and whatnot, and then you look there and you think, oh, Oldby's best small. Nah, the majority of people live there. You know what I'm saying? If you go into town, you're gonna have a lot of people from Narborough and shit like that. Yeah, but you wouldn't understand the sheer amount of people in town that actually come from them sides there. And now imagine that countrywide. You know what I'm saying? Imagine that countrywide. And people don't clock how many cities in the UK are actually just purely white. There's no black people. There's no colored people. Do you realize that every single black person or every single colored person goes to the same city? And if I ask you right now, you're not gonna tell me which cities you're gonna see colored people in.
I mean,
You're gonna see Leicester, maybe some in Notts, maybe some in Brom. You know what I'm saying?
I would say a lot in London, but it's because there's a lot of people in London, and the thing is with London, even where my cousins live, so I normally stay around there. It's majority coloured, and that's where it comes into your other point where it was like in your communities, like on Instagram, there was so many people saying support Labour, support Labour. I actually thought Labour was gonna win.
Exactly. That's what I was saying. So many people thought that something that was not gonna win.
Exactly.
No, they're not gonna win. I'm sorry, but they're not, fam. This is not to be mean to you or anything like that. Yeah, we've got the wrong perception of what's actually going on around the world. It's not that sweet.
And then like
actually...
I was sitting in the poll, like I was watching the polling votes, yeah, and I was with my brother, and when they was reading out the numbers, like I think Labour lost like 2 or 3 cities that they used to have a majority in, and then after that, my brother was like, "Oh, they're not gonna win." So we stayed up like late.
The problem is the reason why Labour doesn't win. You know the reason Labour doesn't win is because Labour had a party called New Labour back in the mid-2000s. Okay? I don't remember the details of it, but mid-Labour almost sold off the whole entire NHS. They practically almost fucked that whole shit up. You get what I'm saying? That's if I'm not wrong. Yeah. And ever since then, yeah, the older generation that does vote and has been around since those times, yeah, have basically condemned Labour. Okay, New Labour was cancelled once Jeremy Corbyn comes in, but the old Labour prior to New Labour was exactly like how Jeremy Corbyn was doing this current Labour. So some people actually have a certain understanding and saw that, or if we give it to Labour, they're just gonna end up fucking up our country more than Conservative is. So what they're thinking it is when they go up to voting and they see Labour and Conservative, the lesser of two evils. You get what I'm saying? And because it was so recent, yeah, you can't leave. It's not a generational thing. It's not like the older generation that is gonna keep voting for Conservative is gonna leave. They're gonna still be alive by the time we have our kids. You get what I'm saying? You know, they're gonna still be alive by the time we have our kids. And if we don't put the age restriction on how old you can be and how on your voting, you get what I'm saying, yeah, they're still gonna be able to vote by the time that we get old ourselves if they're still alive. You get what I'm saying? So that's why it's messed. You almost need it, unless we get a rule where, like, if you're over 60, you're not allowed to vote.
Yeah, that's what I've been thinking, man.
We need the whole, and I mean a complete change of the slate. We need change across the board. It's stupid. It's stupid.
Make sure you subscribe, like if you want to, comment, even though all we need to know is your opinion. But yeah, that's the end. I didn't really have an outro, so this is gonna be the outro. Just share it around, just help us out pretty much. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you for part 2, which should be out soon.